Hey everyone, Danny Kerr here from Breakthrough Academy. I've helped over 1,900 contracting businesses systemize for growth. And today I'm going to walk you through an annual budgeting template that will help keep you on track and out of trouble in your next fiscal year. So first, let's just start with some definitions. First is revenue or revenue streams. These are all the different ways in which your business brings in money. So you can see here, I've split it up into residential construction, pre-construction revenue, renovations, snow removal, right? These might be all the different ways that my company brings in revenue. Next is variable expenses. These are all the expenses that are directly tied to producing the job itself, right? So this is things like job material, payroll, subcontractors, dump fees. You get the idea. Next is gross profit. This is the actual profit that the company is making off of the job itself. So if I look at how much I'm producing minus how much I'm spending on producing that work, I get to my gross profit. You can see here. Next is my fixed expenses. These are all the expenses that can't be directly tied to a project. This is just what it costs to run the company itself. So you can see right here, we've got a lease, we've got an accountant, a bookkeeper, we've got some advertising costs, bank charges. None of these have to do with a specific project, but they're all required to operate the company. Next, we've got our corporate net income. This is how much money has been made after we've gone and collected our revenue, spent money on producing that revenue, made some money onto our gross profit, then spent some of that money on our fixed to be able to operate the company, and this is kind of what's left. And finally, we've got our business value multiple, which is essentially just taking your corporate net income and multiplying it by a number. Could be 1, could be up to 5, but that's basically a rough idea of how much value you've actually created in the business and what it might be worth if you ever actually sold it. Okay, so let's go through how to actually fill this out. We're going to start over here on the left at last fiscal year, right? We're going to look at what did we actually do last year? How much did we do in revenue, and try and break it out by different revenue streams of what you produced and what category that should fit. Next, we're going to look at all our variable expenses. What were all the costs that were associated to the projects? Finally, we're going to put in all of our different fixed expenses. And usually this is best when you look at your QuickBooks or financial tracking software and try and match it to the chart of accounts that you already have. From there, we're starting to look at how much net was made and so on. In doing this, we can start to get an idea of what actually happened. The nice thing I like is as I'm typing some of this in, I can actually see some of the percentages change and how they influence the overall performance of my company. So not only am I looking at how much dollars happened in each category, but what percent of revenue all of this actually was. As you go through this, you should start to feel a bit of a story forming. You can think through all the ups and downs you had through the last 12 months and start to really understand where all the money actually went. Take some notes on this. What are some of your biggest learning from going through this? At the end of the day, your whole budgeting exercise is a game of 1%, and there's only 100 of them to go around. And the more you realize and see patterns in last fiscal year's actuals, you can start to see the performance of the company for what it really was. So the next step is to get into this fiscal year's plan. I can use last year as a bit of a guide or a reference to actually see, am I setting goals appropriately, and are they on pace with where I've come from, and am I making enough change in the new year? Where I start with this often is actually down at the profitability section. I want to start to write a note or a marker somewhere that tells me how much corporate net income am I actually going for as a business. I then can work backwards to see how I can get there. So I'll start out with the revenue section. I'm going to go revenue line by revenue line and decide what should be the same as last year, what should be more than last year, what should be different, by how much, and why. Right? And you can see section by section, I've done that. I've got residential construction going from 1.175 million to 1.45 million. And I've actually written a bit of a note here too on how I'm going to do it. I'm going to be increasing my marketing spend by 9,000. I'm going to build a customer referral program, right? I need real tangible thoughts on what physically will cause these numbers to change. You can see down here for snow removal, I'm pretty much doubling revenue. I'm going to buy one more snowplow. Pretty simple, but an effective little note to help me understand what is it that's actually going to take my business from 1.5 to 2 million. Next, I need to go through my variable expenses. Well, how much did I spend last year? Last year, I spent $438,000 or $435,000 on my job materials. This year, I'm planning to spend a little more. Makes sense, I'm doing more revenue. But what's interesting is I'm making it less as an overall percent of my costs. You can see last year is 28% of all my overall costs went to materials. This year I'm planning at 24. That's a pretty big change, and I better be pretty confident that I can make that change happen. So again, I wrote a note on how I'm going to do it. I'm going to meet with my lumber supplier and make sure that we track every single material wastage that we have on sites. For my payroll, I'm going to be looking at hiring 2 more carpenters and ensure we have a blended wage average of about $30 an hour. This will keep my percentages in check and make sure that I've got enough people to fulfill on the jobs for the year. So you can see as I'm going through each note, not only am I just writing numbers in an Excel sheet, I'm actually thinking about what the changes need to be in the company for real change to actually happen. You can then see from doing all of that work, I'm then targeting my gross profit margin to go from 41.6% to 45.8%, which is a pretty big change, right? That's a lot of extra money that can be made off of a much larger amount of revenue. Again, giving more and more space for my fixed expenses and overall profitability. I'm then looking at my fixed expenses and piece by piece starting to think through the story that should play out next fiscal year. So you can see I've taken out my Bobcat lease costs. Well, to do that, I need to purchase a Bobcat, right? I've got my advertising costs going from $4,000 up to $13,000. Again, to the note above, I'm planning to increase revenue by doing more Google ads. And line item by line item, I'm starting to decide what should be more, what should be less, by how much, and again, why, and writing critical notes each step of the way. And then you can see finally at the end of it all, I started to think through what new costs will I have this year that I didn't have last year. So it looks like I'm bringing in an office manager. Well, that's going to cost me some money, but probably a lot more than 30K. The reason it's set at 30K is I plan to hire that person by Q3, right? Piece by piece, I'm thinking through the actual story of the next year. I'm introducing some new technology, so I'm going to implement Builder Trend again. That's going to cost me an extra 2K. All in all, I've got my fixed expenses now totally added up for me, and I can start to see what my net profit for the business will be. I've got my owner's draws in here, as well as my management wage for actually running the company. And slowly, I've built out a picture to get to my corporate net income. The final step is to be filling out throughout the year this fiscal year's actuals, so I can actually start to see where we're ahead of trend, where we're behind trend, by how much, and again, why. The nice thing is I've got last year's actuals sitting here, I've got the plan for this year sitting here, all up against our actuals so far for this fiscal year. So I can start to see, you know what, certain parts of revenue didn't come in on plan, other ones came in ahead. I just missed on my overall revenue, but I got pretty close. The big win this year was that my materials were indeed at 24.6% on a goal of them being at 24.4, which is way better than the 28.5 I had the year prior. And slowly but surely, I can see the performance of my actual company. Looks like gross profit hit right on the mark at 46%. And I can start to see where all my overhead costs went, again, as a percent of overall revenue. Year end, we hit 481,000 on a goal of 529, so we missed by a little bit, but it's a lot better than last year's 269. And as a percent of overall revenue, we hit 24.7%, whereas the previous year we hit 17.7. It's tracking these individual percentages, where they're contributing and where they're taking away from the overall target, that really starts to make a change. Because again, you can't change what you don't see. But when you start to put last year's actuals against this year's plan, and then throughout the year fill out what's actually happening, you can start to see the story that's actually playing out. So once this is all filled out, the best practice I find is to update this on a monthly basis. This allows you to see what's coming in higher, what's coming in lower versus plan and as a percent. And that allows you to pivot properly to make sure you actually optimize profitability within your organization. And as a final note, if you want to play around with this business multiplier down below, you can start to put in what you actually think the multiplication of your business would actually be based on the profit that's being made. The more systemized it is, the higher multiple that you should achieve. And this is kind of just a cool, fun number to look at for now, but can become pretty much the biggest asset you've ever owned later on as you build your company, and is a good thing to keep an eye on. So there you have it. That's how you can use our template to build a foolproof annual budget for your contracting business. Grab your template in the link in the description if you want to keep leveling up your business this year. And be sure to subscribe for more videos like this.